Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be starting a Let's Play series on Astroneer. This is a game I've been following for a couple weeks, and I thought it looked pretty interesting. Basically, you're an astronaut, you land on a planet, and then you have to build kind of a base. You have to build machines, you have to go mining for materials and stuff like that. Pretty much the whole game is low poly, so it's not difficult to run and stuff like that. It is an indie game on Steam for about $20. You can also pick it up from the website of Astroneer. But yeah, go ahead and hop right into it. So I have not logged many hours into this game, so pretty much anything off of this planet we'll kind of have to discover together. So the first planet that we land on is always called Terran. The second planet that is close to us is a moon, which is barren. And that will basically be the second place that we'll be going to. Okay. So we have our little starting hub, and then we have our little landing station. So what we need to do is we need to find an outcrop of compound or resin, and then should be able to get starting on making some stuff. So just pull out our little mining tool here. Okay, so that's not a mineable resource. So right here we have quartz. Go ahead and pick this up. So quartz would be useful for when we make a smelter. Then we can make some glass and make some more oxygen tanks. So the blue bar that you see in my backpack right now, that is our oxygen. Once that is depleted, you have about, I'd say, maybe 10 seconds to get back to base or some sort of oxygen supply before you die. And this little white, or I guess blue line that you guys see is the oxygen, sort of like lifeline. There are these things that you can make once you have compound called tethers, which supply you with oxygen and energy. The yellow bars on the backpack is the energy level of your person. When you mine stuff and put stuff down, you basically use energy. So unfortunately, we didn't spawn in a very good location. So we will have to look for some compound, maybe in a cave or something like that. Alright, so if we hold Q, we get to pull up all the stuff that we can craft. Some of this stuff we have to research by getting these things called bytes. You get those by getting a research station. And then after you get the research station, there are these little pods that you put inside of the research station. And then it gives you bytes. There are also things on the wildlife, such as these little blobs right here that give you research. You can see at the bottom we get 55, 54 bytes gained from each one of those. Now right at this moment we don't really need organic, which is all this stuff that's on the ground. We need to find a gray substance like this called compound, and it will allow us to make the base. It will allow us to make the base sort of machines that we need to make. And here's resin as well. Oh, are we gonna make it back to base? Okay, we got it. Go ahead and smooth this out so we can have a path. Okay. So we'll go ahead and start grabbing this resin. Alright. So we have a couple stacks of that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. We are going to make a little hole and just drop the resin in there. Like so. So pretty much anything that we don't need at the moment, we can drop in here. Right now we mainly just need compound, so we'll go ahead and grab some of that. Oh, we need oxygen really quick. Compound is really important to start out with because after we gather a little bit of compound, we can start making tethers, so that way we don't have to keep going back to base every time we need oxygen. We can just line out some tethers and then have an oxygen supply. Where did I see this compound? Over here, maybe? Lost again. It has to be over there somewhere. Hopefully we don't run into a dust storm anytime within probably the next 5 minutes, because we need to start building some machines. There it is. Alright, we should have enough compound at least to make a couple stacks of tethers. And then we'll try to find a cave with those. Alright, so we'll go ahead and open up our backpack. Make some tethers really quick. So 1 stack of compound basically gives us 1 stack of tethers. I believe it gives us roughly 11 tethers in each stack. So there's a hotbind that's basically built into the game. It's T. So every time you hit T, it'll drop a tether down. So you kind of just run along, keep dropping tethers, then you won't have to worry about oxygen. It also is a pretty good light source, so if you ever go kind of far from your base, on the surface at least, and you can't really find where you're going, you can always look for the light of your tethers. Okay, that should be good. So I think we need to keep going this way, right? For the compound. Maybe it's over here. That's over here. So you see that we're mining all of this sort of soil, but we're not really getting it. Like, we're not collecting it until we get a, what is it called? A canister. Once we get one of these canisters, it goes onto our backpack, and then what it'll allow us to do is collect soil. And then we can get a soil centrifuge, I believe it's called, and it will allow us to make the soil into different materials. to try to grab as much of this compound that I can. And then after that, we'll try to make a vehicle bay really quick. Then we should be set. We can find a cave after that, and then we'll try to look for some more rare materials. Alright, we have too many stacks. So we'll go ahead and go back, and we can always come back to our tethers. So the first thing we need to make is a small printer. And now that we have that, we can go ahead and put that down. Bring the cable to the base so that it supplies energy. And then now we'll see what we can make. Alright, so we need a medium storage. I guess we can wait until we make the large storage instead. So go ahead and make a medium printer right now. And this will allow us to make bigger objects and platforms, as you just saw. So the cool thing about this game is when you're crafting stuff like machines, it sort of does an animation of 3D printing it, which I find pretty neat. So now we need to actually make one of those platforms anyways. We need some resin. So we'll go ahead and go to our little storage hole, grab some resin. So the easiest way to do this is just pull up your backpack and then just plop it on there. Go ahead and grab this onto our backpack. Alright, so now that we have the platform, we can pick another energy slot side that we want to put it on. I guess we can move this. Go ahead and disconnect you. We can move it right over here so that it's out of the way. We don't really need this small printer anymore. But as you guys can see, this is the dust storm. Basically, if you get caught into it, it sort of throws rocks and stuff everywhere. So you have a possibility of dying. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go into our base and kind of just hide out until it disappears. Alright, so the storm has passed over us, so we're good to get out. We can go ahead and plop down this medium platform and the medium printer. We'll go ahead and unpack you. Then we'll unpack the medium printer on top. And then we could pick it up and rotate it, I believe, with one of these buttons. Maybe I have to pick it up alone. Huh. Okay, well, anyways. Oh, I guess there's energy slots on each side, so it doesn't really matter. But we can put you, I guess, right here right now will work. At least for right now. Then we'll connect the power. Okay. Now we gotta see. So now we have the medium printer. We need to make a smelter and a vehicle bay. So this is the research chamber that I was talking about with the research pods. We can go ahead and craft this really quick. We have the resources for it. Then I will go out and look for a research pod. Now sometimes you have the probability of finding one under a tree at the root. However, I haven't seemed to found one yet under there. So, and some of them spawn at the top of trees as well. Trying to find an example, but it doesn't seem like the majority of the trees around actually spawn them. So some things, especially wildlife and trees and stuff like that, after you mine them out and they kind of become, I guess, limp, they do despawn after a certain amount of time. Fantastic, because then you don't have to look at this ugly thing roll around for 5 minutes. Okay, so there's one right there, that little red blob. That is one of the research pods. So if we can reach it, we'll go ahead and grab it. Okay. So unfortunately, you can't put these in your backpack. So what you have to do is you kind of just have to hold it, run with it. Hopefully we can make it back to our tethers on time before our oxygen runs out. Looks like we'll be all right, because they are. So once we make a smelter, we can actually smelt that quartz that we gathered earlier, and it will allow us to make oxygen tanks. So that way we really won't need a use for tethers, other than if we are deciding to go like super far from the base. Then tethers are kind of still needed, because obviously your oxygen can't last forever, so the further you go away, the further risk you have of dying. So go ahead and just plop this anywhere. Now we need to make a large platform, I believe it's called. We'll go ahead and see if we are able to make one of those. Yes, we are. Okay. The large platform A, we need 2 resin. So I believe we have that in our little hole over here. Something else I should mention is once you're in the dust storm, if you have items such as like materials that are on my back and stuff, if you just lay them around while the dust storm is going on, they will be blown away. So hence why I made this little hole, so that they aren't able to blow out of it. If you have machines and stuff like that down, they won't hurt the machines. And if you have a platform with slots that you can put stuff in, if you put materials on there, they won't blow away as well. Pretty neat. So pretty much anything that's kind of just floating on the ground will obviously blow away. So I'm guessing the compound that we mined earlier is not going to be over there, considering that the dust storm passed right over it. Okay. So we could pretty much put this anywhere as well. I guess we can, let me think. Because this isn't really an important machine, go ahead and get this out of the way. Just plop you down there. Go ahead and unpack it. There. So you don't always have to connect it to the base. You can also connect it to other machines, and it'll basically link the power throughout. However, we don't really have an energy source like solar panels or a wind turbine. So right now we it's better if we just link everything to the main hub. Okay. So now we go ahead and grab this bad boy. Make sure it clicks with the machine. Like so. And then we grab the tablet, and it'll tell us how many bytes we get out of it, 898, and how long it will take, 8 minutes. So we'll go ahead and start this. Alright guys, we're at the 20-minute mark, so I'm going to go ahead and leave this episode off here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe for more videos to come. If you guys do enjoy this Let's Play, however, I will continue it. However, if you don't enjoy it, then I will probably focus on other stuff and just kind of do this on the side. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.